everyone, back again. This time I'm going to do a tutorial on placement of water decals. Now I know some people are a little bit discouraged with them because they're rippling on them, they're crinkling, they're just difficult to apply. I used to have some issues with that as well, but what I've done is thankfully I had a little bit of sewing know-how, so what I do is I snip into it. So I will show you in a moment. What I've done at this point is I've prepped one tip here. I've just painted white gel polish because I'm going to use this particular sheet here, and they recommend that you do use a white base background. But what I'm going to do is show you how I incorporate my decals, as you see in the samples here, how I sort of get them to sit right, no crinkling, no nothing, and how I do a little bit of extra art by adding some bits to them, some embellishments, and go from there. So I'll quickly put that into the lamp to cure, and what's going to happen is I'm going to leave it with its dispersion layer and continue. I've got a couple of other colours, like I've got the white, but I've also got a sort of a nude colour I'm going to be using as well to paint with it. Now, some of the designs that you see here, like some of these smaller ones, they're easier to place because they're so tiny. I don't know if you can see, if I shine it in the light, you can kind of see where the design stops and starts pretty much. It's not like the whole sheet. So once they come off the backing paper, it's pretty much what you see in the outline of each one. These ones, though, are a whole piece. So some people are a bit overwhelmed with those. What you can do is, when you're putting it on a nail, not on a sample as you'll see here, but when you put it on a nail, you can have another little dapping dish with a bit of acetone in there, and you just use another brush, not your good brushes, but another brush that you dip into the acetone, and then you just wipe along the edge. You wipe along the edge, along the cuticle and channels area if it's overlapping, and that way you can get rid of any of the excess. What happens is the acetone eats into that cellulose material, eats it away, and that's it. And then you just encapsulate. The best results are if you can encapsulate in either clear acrylic or your builder gel. For the samples, I just do a couple of coats of the top coat, but it's just because they're samples, they're not going on hands. So, okay, so that's done. I'm just going to apply one more coat. I just want it to really, really stand out. I'm not fussy as to applying it everywhere because I'm only going to need the main area, the main surface area, because I'm going to do some other art on there as well. See, I haven't coated it properly. Doesn't matter. But it will leave a sticky dispersion layer, and that's what we want. So what I've done is I've cut out what I needed. I have got a dapping dish with just water in there. I'm going to use my tweezers just so that I can hold on to it like so. Pop it in there. I'll get rid of these ones so I don't get any water on them. And it only needs, 30 seconds or something in there. Now the trick is, a lot of people just take it straight out of here and they pop it on. What I do is I do slide it off carefully. Here it comes. I hold on to it really well. Hopefully you can see all this. Just remove my water out of the way. Now I've got sharp little utility scissors, and I start snipping the edges. Just snip into it. Nothing will happen to it. Turn it around. And make sure you do the bottom as well, or the top, as best as you can. This is what I was talking about, nipping into it, just like you would put darts in a garment. Like so. From here, I'm going to place it exactly where I want it, approximately. I use just a cheap brush, like a gel brush, and I start from the center, and I've got my brush on an angle just because I don't want it everywhere. You can use a silicone tool, so, and I can push it a little bit, but what you'll see in a moment is that everything is nice and smooth. There are no ripples, nothing. I'll just keep doing that. No bubbles, nothing whatsoever. All I can see, I can hardly see it actually, is just those little nips that I did in there with the scissors. Okay, so that is ripple free. There's no bubbles, there's no ripples, no nothing. So the next thing I do is you can use a tile or some sort of a palette. And then with another art brush, which I have right here. Don't know if you can see that. There. It's around about 5-6 millimeters long. So now what I'm going to do is pick up some of this colour and paint along. There are so many things that you can do with these, and this is what I do with mine, and I blend a lot of mine in because I just didn't want it to be just this round, square, oval, whatever piece. So I'm not worried about what this part looks like because I'm going to use other bits and pieces on here as well. Hopefully you can kind of see that. And don't be afraid to go onto the decal as well with your gel. That's fine. Once the other embellishments go on there, it's just going to look totally different. So that's that part. I'm quite happy with that. Again, I'm not really fussy. Actually, I might just put a little bit on this edge here, just to conceal a little bit of that white that's poking through. Okay, I'm going to give that another 30 seconds cure. In my posts, a lot of you would have seen that I absolutely love the pixie dust, so I love it so much. I also love the hollow flakes. This one's Champagne Pop, and this one here is Love Child. No, it doesn't look like much, but we're getting there. Okay, so another thing that would look nice on here would also be the Aurora flakes. Actually, you know what? I will use those And in particular, I love the 04. They've got this kind of like a pink green reflect. I don't know, it's just spectacular. On some colours it just looks unbelievable. So I'm going to use a little bit of that, and I'm also going to use the other flakes as well. So I'll start off, pick up and place those. Actually, this is really pretty as it is. And a little bit up the top here. Still got our design there. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. From here, I always use a little bit of base gel just to anchor things down a little bit. And some of the bigger embellishments that aren't so smooth or so flat are good to sit with this. So just a light coat. This particular one is by Artistic and it only needs 10 seconds to cure, but I'm not going to cure it yet. Just make sure that's all even, because now I'm going to use some of my hollow flakes. So this is Love Child. Don't need much. And a little bit of champagne pop. This is just one idea. There are so many things that you can do, honestly. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to cure this for its 10 seconds that it needs, and I'm just angling it so then I can see how much is sticking up or not sticking up. And that way I know I can pretty much get away with, for the purpose of the exercise, I'm only going to use my no wipe top coat just to finish it. If I were doing it on a client, I would encapsulate it with a thin coat of builder gel or a gel that will hold it all together and finish it off there. Maybe just give it a little light buff and then finish off from there. So that's just a quick 10-second cure. Some of these designs are just so easy to do and so simple, but my main goal here was just to show you how you can easily apply those decals on real fingernails too, by treating them like that, by giving them a bit of a snip. And I thought for a change to show you on a smaller nail, because not everyone has long stiletto nails. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. That's a beautiful design. And you can do the, the other fingers or the thumb in the complementary colours in that specific design, and do embellishments or leave them plain or put some crystals on there. So many different avenues to go down there. So I'll cure that, and that's pretty much it. We'll see the finished design in just a moment, all cured. But like I said, the smaller designs, which are only, I don't know, a few mil in width and, 7 or 8 mil long or something like that, they will sit right. You don't have to play around with those too much. Once you pat them down, it will work. The bigger ones, like these ones, or the Queen of Decal ones, some of the bigger designs to go on, say, thumbs or a big toe, for example, that'd be really spectacular. But you're not restricted to the whole piece. You can cut out sections of it and use sections if you want to. You could even cut around that, for example, and apply it. Okay, let's have a look. Ta-da! It is just so pretty. I just love these. Love them. Where's my, there it is, my Aurora. The Aurora flakes there. The champagne pop there of the hollow flakes, and Love Child on this side on the pink. There's a lilac-y one as well called Purple Palace. That's also really pretty. And oh, my little hero, my pixie dust. Love you. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back again with some more little examples. Still got to use these. Thank you.